illustration of actual photographs with whimsical illustrations. So the first page, fairy houses are cleverly concealed. I don't know if you can see inside of there, but there's a fairy house. Out spot of tree fairy. This book has little tiny books within a book. Edge of sleeve mimics leaves. A berry husk is worn as a hat. Green tights to match the foliage. An orange-brown tunic blends in with leaves and branches. This is supposed to be a tree, and you have to look for hidden entrances. Fairy steps are crafted with twigs going up. A tiny lamp lights the way. I don't know if you can see inside of this hole, but there's a hidden entrance and a fairy is in there. There are many signs to look out for which may reveal the presence of fairies. Ripped leaves. Fairies often use arrangements of torn leaves to pass messages on to fairy friends. Moss trails. Fairies sometimes sprinkle sparkling fairy dust upon trails of moss to guide others to their home. Tiny patterns. Unusual patterns carved in a tree trunk may indicate a fairy is living inside. This is supposed to be a trail of fairy dust. Wait until you see this pop up. A garden full of blooms may conceal fairies galore. There's a little fairy right there. Where there are flowers, there fairies are. A fallen petal may hide the entrance to a secret fairy tunnel. And there's a secret tunnel right there. There's a fairy right there. It says there that fallen petals make perfect fairy clothes. Wow, this is a really cool page. Fairies love to hold feasts and banquets. Look carefully for concealed entrances. So another place for fairies to hide are in the hedge. Fairy wings resemble butterfly wings. This looks like kind of a blackberry bramble that the fairies are living in, and it says that if you ever see butterflies fluttering around, and there's lots in this part of the book, that it's possible that fairies are nearby because butterflies conceal fairy wings. If you see any remnants of nutshells or berries on the ground, these are signs that fairies have recently been there. This little part of the book opens up. I don't know if you're going to be able to see her way in there. Though fairies sometimes like to have their homes by marshlands. There's a picture of a little fairy house, and I guess they're saying that in the marshland is where the fairy king and queen live. So if you go to the marshland, look carefully for footprints for fairies. You might find little footprints by the water. And if you look carefully in these holes, there's the king and queen of the fairies. But the fairy house is covered with so many leaves and grasses, it's very hard to see that there's a little house underneath. And the page is like this little lotus goes like that, and you can see the water. Fairies use little leaves for their boats. So essentially there are five places where fairies have their homes. In the treetops, in your garden, by the wayside, and in the marsh.